Hello, and welcome to Those Crazy Weirdos. I'm Cameron.
And I'm Martine.
And this is episode 38.
Yeah. Good job.
Did I do it correct?
Yes.
Okay. Whew.
It's been almost a year, Cameron.
We're starting it off well. Prime factorization for 38.
Right.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
2 by 19.
Okay. Great stuff.
Last week we had a prime factor, 37.
Yeah.
It was just 37 was the prime factorization.
Do you want to know the periodic table element number 38? I had to look it up. It's strontium.
Strontium. Cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, I never finished, but the factors then
Oh.
are 1, 2, 19, and 38. It's very, very boring seeing
Sorry.
as the prime factorization was just 19.
Yeah.
Cool. Strontium. What is strontium? It's a metal.
An alkaline. I think it said metal. I closed the tab now.
Do we need to do triple T?
Well, I think maybe you are aware of what I have.
Oh. Oh, yeah. Just the color's like super obvious.
Yeah. It's lemon and honey.
Whoa.
Is it good?
That is tart. I love it.
Yeah,
It's
I
actually
know.
so good.
Your coffee smells really nice.
Do you want to try it?
No, I don't really want to take a sip.
You never want to try my coffee.
I like smelling it. I don't want to have that coffee taste in my mouth. It lingers.
Yeah, don't worry. I can understand the not wanting to taste it.
I like lemon honey, though.
We have more chocolate on the table.
I know. I'm looking at it. We just had a couple cookies before starting this.
Oh, man.
We're both sleepy today. It's a rainy day.
It is a rainy day. We're starting to get into actual fall time, which
Yeah.
is exciting and also sad. I don't know if that makes sense. Like it has been autumn for a bit,
Yeah.
but it's been kind of quasi autumn because
It's the
the
gloomy
temperature
part.
the temperature goes up to 20, then drops to -1, then goes up to like 18, and then
Yeah, it's been
12,
weird, eh?
and like it's been everywhere.
But like also, we're like into November for sure now.
Yeah, and it's like
And
proper autumn.
Yeah, most of the trees don't really have any leaves on them anymore.
It's a bit rainy.
So it's kind of like boring and dull looking out there now.
Yeah, and the gray sky.
Yeah.
Mr. Blue Sky.
Anyways, but we will hopefully bring the sunshine to you.
Yes.
Sunshine on wheels, baby.
On wheels. On wheels.
We're mobile.
Are we?
Well, like, the sound can be played anywhere. Mobile.
And with that, I think we should roll the theme tune.
You too. Who's crazy weirdos? Who's crazy weirdos? Who's crazy weirdos?
You don't say.
Jolly good job, sir.
All right. I'm assuming you have more Ig Nobels, or are we taking a break from it?
I'm taking a break from it.
Okay.
I have 7 years left of Ig
7
Nobels.
years left? Oh, that's
So that's
funny.
like 2 more episodes.
7 years left?
So I found a topic. I was inspired by a topic the other day, and I looked at a bunch of stuff, which was really cool. So then I wanted to tell you.
Yeah,
about
I think taking a break from it's good.
it. It's
I
been
think-
so long.
It took a lot longer than we imagined.
Yes.
So yeah, let's do a break, and then we could do like one maybe or something.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Finish off the series.
All right. So what are you
slowly.
talking to me about though? I'm so curious.
Okay, so the other day at work, I was trying to drown out people talking, so I put on classical music, and when you're trying to read something and there's just people talking all around you, what are you supposed to do?
That's so funny. Okay,
Anyways,
yeah, go ahead.
One of my
Put
go-to,
on classical music.
yeah, I need instrumental to be able to read.
That's perfect. That's perfect. I need
so funny?
instrumentals to read.
Yeah, it's a thing. Anyway, one of my go-tos is The Planet's Suite by Gustav Holst.
Okay.
And it has one song for the planets in the solar system.
For
And
each of the planets?
yes. I don't know about Pluto, but anyway, they have for all the other ones anyway. And it's really nice songs, and I
Pluto's
like
not
them a lot.
Not a planet.
I don't know when Holst made this suite. So it might have been a planet then.
Fair enough.
So this prompted me to look further into planets.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So I've got a couple of
This will be like the
topics.
I did the moons for the planets. I think it's the last time we talked about planets.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. So I looked into dwarf planets.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So in our solar system, we have 5 dwarf planets that are recognized.
Okay. Pluto.
Pluto,
Cerebus.
Ceres,
Ceres. Okay, sorry, it's close. Ceres.
Haumea, Make, I don't know how to say that one.
Make.
And Eris. And I have some cool facts about all of them except Pluto because we all are aware of Pluto.
Okay. Interesting. I've heard of Ceres, is it?
Mm-hmm.
I've heard of Eris. What is it, Eris?
Eris, yeah. Ceres and Eris.
I've heard of both of those. I haven't heard of the other ones.
Well.
Especially Make.
Yeah. Okay, let's start with Ceres then. It's the only dwarf planet that's located in the inner solar system.
Oh, okay.
So it's the largest object in the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter.
Oh, cool.
It actually accounts for 25% of the mass of the entire asteroid belt.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Despite that, it's still 14 times smaller than Pluto, though. So it's, I guess, not a very big asteroid
Wait,
belt.
how much of the mass?
25%, a quarter.
That's significant.
Yeah.
Huh. So the asteroid belt has a lot of small asteroids, I guess. Eh?
I guess so, because
That's kinda
Pluto
cool.
is not all that big, and it's 14 times smaller, so...
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's actually the first dwarf planet to receive a visit from a spacecraft in
Oh,
2015.
Cool. Oh, wow, super recently.
Yeah, recent. Well, I mean, it's like almost 10 years ago now, but
Yeah, fair.
It was first spotted in 1801,
Okay.
which is a long time ago.
Yeah, it's a long time ago.
And it actually used to be classified as an asteroid,
Oh, okay.
which I guess makes sense considering
Yes,
it's in the asteroid
it's
belt.
in the belt and everything.
Its name comes from the Roman goddess of corn and harvests, Ceres. So it's the same root word as cereal,
That
which is
makes
really
sense.
fun.
So interesting. So it got promoted from asteroid to dwarf planet, whereas Pluto got demoted from planet to dwarf planet, and
Yeah.
now they're on the same level.
Yeah.
Poor Pluto.
I know. Pluto's like, I'm bigger than you. But I think probably one of the reasons that there was the spacecraft that landed on it is because it has water.
Yes.
So it's a good place to investigate for signs of life.
Dude. There's a lot of space explorations looking for. I think Veritasium released a recent video about Europa. NASA's
that's
trying to
one of
land
the
on
moons, yeah?
Yeah, it's one of the moons in Jupiter. It's trying to land on Europa, and it is currently thought to be the most likely place to find life
That's cool.
in our outside of Earth in
Yeah.
our solar system. And then there's also another moon, I think, of Jupiter called Ganymede, and that's where Europe is sending. The European Space Agency is gonna send a thing
They're
to.
not sending it to Europa? Come on.
I know, right? I think that's it. I think that's what it is. Anyway,
neat.
I might have those figures wrong, but anyway, yeah.
Okay. Next one.
Yeah.
Haumea. It's in the Kuiper Belt.
Okay, yeah.
It was actually nicknamed Santa by one of the Discovery teams, which
That's
is funny.
so funny. Okay.
It's shaped like an oval, which is really weird.
Oh, okay. And it's a dwarf planet?
Yes, it's around the same size as Pluto, actually.
Okay, yes.
That
makes sense.
But the reason it's an oval shape is because it's one of the fastest rotating large objects in the solar system. Yeah, it does one full rotation every 4 hours.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So it's just like stretched.
Yeah, exactly. It just stretches out. But it takes it 258 Earth years to orbit the sun.
Wow.
So it's really far away.
So it's just like for a really long time.
Yes. Cameron was moving his finger in a really slow circle with every sound.
Yes, that's
By the
true.
way.
Actually, I realized that doesn't work very well
No.
in audio format. People
Just
are just going to
sounded
hear
like-
me going like...
Like
yeah.
an alarm.
Yes, it's like a spinning top slowly
Moving around.
moving around. Yeah, it's cool.
It was spotted in 2003/2004.
Oh, it's super recent.
yeah.
Eh?
I mean, compared to 1801, very
Yeah,
recently.
yeah.
Yeah. It was spotted by a couple of different teams. So that's why, like, there was more than one Discovery team. It's kind of disputed who actually found it first.
Oh,
or
okay,
whatever.
right.
But in 2017, which is even more recently, scientists were able to watch it pass in front of a star.
Oh.
And then they discovered that it's the first known object in the Kuiper Belt to have rings.
Oh, it has rings.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Cool. It has rings.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I know. Its name comes from the Hawaiian goddess of fertility.
Okay.
Haumea. And it also has 2 moons. An inner moon called Namaka and an outer moon called Hiaka.
Oh, yeah.
Which are named for the mythological daughters of Haumea. So they kind of kept that going.
That's cool.
Hiaka is the patron goddess of the island of Hawaii and of hula dancers. And Namaka is a water spirit in Hawaiian mythology.
Cool. So it's like a Hawaiian planet and moons.
Yeah.
Cool.
Makemake?
Okay.
I don't know how to say it. I should probably look it up. But its name comes from the Rapa Nui god of fertility.
Oh,
so
okay.
another god of fertility.
Right. Okay.
It's also in the Kuiper Belt, but it's a bit smaller than Pluto. Although it's the brightest object from Earth that you can see from Earth in the Kuiper Belt after Pluto.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So it's brighter than what's its face? Ceres or no? What's
Haumea?
Haumea.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Exactly. Shall we decide how I say
Say make.
Make.
That's fine. It's fine.
Make takes 305 years to orbit the sun.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So even more than
Even longer than Haumea.
Haumea was 250 something.
8 or something
50.
like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Make was discovered in 2005.
Wow.
At the same time as Eris, the next dwarf planet I'm going to talk about, was discovered. And it actually prompted the reevaluation of what we define as a planet, is when they discovered
yes.
Make
I was
and
about
Eris.
to say that's right around when Pluto was demoted. Pluto was demoted 2006, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I
that
talk
makes
about
sense.
it more during the Eris part.
Oh, okay.
But just about Make, its code name was Easter Bunny, because they spotted it for the first time a few days after Easter. And
I love that. Like, everyone views scientists as like these like real educated academia forward people. They're just humans. Everyone's the same. They're just like, oh, what? Oh, it's Easter. Yeah, you gotta call it Easter Bunny.
Easter Bunny, it's fine. Just this dwarf planet.
Buddy, I gotta go home. Like, just call it Easter Bunny.
Yeah, but a few years ago in 2016, they actually found that Make has a moon orbiting it, and they nicknamed it MK2. It's got a more complicated name, but its nickname is MK2.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Celestial body 647b, blah, blah, blah.
Okay, last one. Eris. It's the same size as Pluto, but it's 3 times further away from the sun.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I don't actually know how long it takes for it to orbit.
3 times further from the sun.
Than Pluto.
And that still counts as our solar system?
I guess so. Yeah, it was discovered in 2005 with Make. Yeah.
Wait. Okay,
Wait, what?
sorry.
What? Wait.
What? So most of our solar system is past the Kuiper Belt then? Or is the Kuiper Belt just way further out than I thought it was? Or is it way bigger than I thought it was? Because now I'm confused.
That's fair.
I don't know why. You know what? It makes total sense that our solar system would extend beyond the planets. But for some reason in my brain, when I think of the solar system, I think everything out to the Kuiper Belt and then's dead, like hard stop, no longer our solar system. And I don't know why. It's just like this small ring. But, small, debatably. in the context of the universe, it's tiny, yeah. But like, I guess it would, like the sun is... It is a star. It is a big star, so it would go further out. You know what I mean? I just never considered it. That's weird.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I'm trying to find how many days it takes to orbit the sun, but I can't find it. Oh, I found it. Orbital period of 559 years.
Okay, but that's actually not that crazy, considering that Pluto is however many years, right?
I don't actually know what Pluto's
Oh, did we not? Oh.
Wait, let's figure it out. Real time.
Yeah.
248 years.
Yeah, Pluto's 250 years. So it's 3 times the distance it's traveling, and it's going in
almost just
2
twice.
times the speed. So it's going a lot faster. Wow.
Yeah.
That's
How do you like
crazy.
them apples? Yeah, but it was discovered at the same time as Make, and then that's what prompted it to like prompted scientists to be like, oh, maybe we should reclassify what planets actually mean.
Yeah.
So its name comes from the ancient Greek goddess of discord and strife because of the debate that it sparked.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, which is really cool. And I really like this. It has a small moon, and they called it Dysnomia.
Dysnomia.
Which is such a good name.
That's a good name.
It's the name of Eris's daughter, which is a demon goddess of lawlessness.
Whoa.
Which is pretty badass.
They really leaned into this Discord thing.
I know. But this is actually really cool because it's so far away from the sun. Eris's atmosphere freezes and collapses and falls to the surface like snow because it's so far away. And then as it gets closer to the sun at the point in its orbit, its atmosphere thaws.
So does it still have an atmosphere when
I wasn't aware an atmosphere could freeze and thaw and snow down.
That's insane.
But that's apparently what happens according NASA's website about planets and stuff is fascinating. I went down a really big rabbit hole with all of this, as you can see.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And you can click on the different planets and look around at what they look like
cool,
and their orbit and yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. If its atmosphere freezes, I thought that would if it falls, then you have no atmosphere anymore. You have to rebuild an atmosphere. I didn't know. You know what I mean?
I know. I don't
That's
understand
weird.
how you can have an atmosphere that
just regrows.
if it falls to the ground, it can't come back up again.
Anyway,
yeah.
Shall I talk about?
Yes. Sorry, that was a lot of information about dwarf planets.
So, this topic was sparked by our trip yesterday to do errands. I know how boring that sounds. This sounds it really actually sounds so boring when I say it out loud.
We didn't go anywhere yesterday.
What do you mean? We went to do a ton of things yesterday.
Sorry, I know. I just don't consider doing errands a trip, but Okay.
It was an hour and a half. Anyway, we went everywhere. But this in particular.
Oh,
I am pointing at an advent calendar.
After 8 advent calendar, everyone. Yes.
Let's talk about advent calendars, Martine.
Oh, Cameron, I love chocolate. We've got chocolate after this. We're eating chocolate.
I was curious. I think I mentioned to you yesterday when we picked it up. I was like, how long have these had chocolate in them? How long?
Oh, that's a good point.
I think I mentioned that, and I wrote that down in my talk at some point because I was like, yeah, that'd be a cool thing to think. And then I realized, well, we just bought one. It is the time of year when people will be buying them. So why not talk about them?
Oh, you're so right. I love Christmas.
Yes.
Christmas.
This
Yes.
is pretty much the perfect episode. This is going to come out the
mid-November.
The 17th or something. So yeah.
Yeah. Get your advent calendars, people.
Yeah. If you want one.
Yeah.
As you'll see. There's some pretty interesting ones.
Okay. Oh, yes. I love this.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
So let's talk about the history of Advent to start.
Okay.
First, we start, as per usual with me, on an etymological note.
Oh, of course. I thought you meant that the history of Advent started with you. I was like, you're not that important, man.
No, an etymological note.
Okay, of course.
So Advent comes from the Latin adventus, which means arrival. And adventus means arrival because it comes from the verb advenire. It's a combination of ad, which means to, and venire, like venir in French.
Just come.
Yeah, so to come. It means to come.
Okay.
Advenire, avenir.
It sounds like future, which is avenir.
Yeah, and then, so it means arrival.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So it dates back to the 4th century, as far as we know.
That's so long ago.
And scholars believe it was not for Christmas originally at all.
What?
Yeah. Scholars believe the period was originally a season of preparation for the baptism of new Christians at the Feast of Epiphany in January.
Oh, okay. So still sort of that time. We're not talking smack dab summer.
So, but the thing is, it's that time of year.
Yeah.
And that is probably why eventually the tradition morphed into being about the coming of Jesus. Yeah. As well as this new baptism, and then just eventually nowadays it's just completely associated explicitly with Christmas.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
But Advent changes every year.
Yep.
But Advent calendars don't. And that's just for the simple fact that, companies it's way cheaper to just constantly produce December 1st to 24th.
Also, can you imagine how difficult it would be to get the public to understand that?
Yeah. But,
it would be different.
this is the thing. They're less Christian now than they used to be. They're much more just a thing that people have chocolates and have fun with rather than... Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I grew up a Catholic, and like Advent I knew was a thing, but I never associated an Advent calendar with Advent. I associated Advent calendar was like... It's
like the countdown
commercial,
to Christmas.
Yeah, it's commercial Christmas item versus religious item, you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's definitely a distinction nowadays.
Yeah. So yeah, it was associated with the new baptisms that were be on the Feast of Epiphany, not Christmas. So it took, eventually it did get associated with that like it is today. I thought that was actually kind of interesting. I didn't realize that. And that was Advent in particular.
Yeah.
So Advent itself has changed, but that has nothing to do with the calendar. The first Advent calendar was actually we had to wait from the 4th century when Advent was a thing. The 19th century is when you get the first Advent calendar.
That's a lot of years difference.
Yeah. And it was Christian, but it wasn't Catholic. It was German Protestants.
Oh, really?
Lutherans in particular, that started marking the days leading up to Christmas. And they started using like fun, creative ways. So they would check like chalk marks on a wall or a door. Fun. They would place straws in the nativity scenes. They would
that's cool.
light candles or hang up devotional images, like pictures of Jesus.
You've got a bare wall at the beginning of the month.
Yeah, no, seriously. Yeah.
That's so fun.
So there was the Lutherans in Germany. And Advent and Advent calendars in particular are like very German in their history. Mm-hmm. Like very, very German. But anyway, this like tradition of marking the days up to Christmas led to the first known Advent calendar. And it was a handmade that we know of. Know. It's a handmade wood calendar from 1851.
Wow.
Yeah. In Germany, of course.
That's cool. I had no idea.
So then commercialization also happened in Germany, naturally. Yeah. Because it was only, at this point, it's only a German thing.
Yeah.
Like it's completely, no one outside of Germany really knows it. And actually, it was only a Protestant thing for a long time before it spread to the other denominations of Christianity. So commercialization. So it's German publisher Gerhard Lang. I don't know how to say that. Gerhard Lang. He's the guy who's credited with as the inventor of the printed Advent calendar.
Okay.
So that was actually inspired by his childhood memory where his mom would sew. This is so funny. This sounds hilariously 19th century German.
So funny.
She would sew 24 cookies.
What?
Into the lid of a box and then allow him to eat one each day on to count down to Christmas.
How do you sew
a cookie? I don't understand how you sew a cookie to a box and then let your child eat it. But yes.
Maybe the cookies were made with holes in them.
Yeah, but this is
hole punched.
Like once again part of that time-honored tradition at that point, or that budding tradition of counting down creatively to Christmas, so people would use different things. This, I guess, his mom used cookies.
That's it's so like
you
fun.
Get one cookie every day.
I do like how varied it can be, eh?
Yeah. That was back in the day when this was like still very localized tradition. So then Lang and an illustrator known as Ernst Kepler, they printed the first commercial Advent calendar in the early 1900s.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then they continued to develop and grow the idea. So, for example, they added little doors. They're the first ones to add doors.
Oh, yeah.
And they did that
doors
in the 1920s.
Are very fun.
So the calendars got more and more popular within Germany. And other companies, as per usual, quickly took note. And eventually competition was quite stiff by the 1930s in Germany.
I can imagine. Wow, yeah, that didn't take long.
So the demand for them was very high in Germany at that time.
Yeah.
Outside of Germany, basically unknown.
So
in the 1930s.
Crazy.
Yeah. Take a dark turn here.
No.
War.
Yeah.
Everyone knows this is coming. I was just mentioning 1930s Germany. Anybody thinking of 1930s Germany, you have to think, oh, right. Yeah. So war hits. Mm-hmm. We get World War II. Paper is being rationed.
Oh,
and so the Nazi Party basically rations paper, and you get a huge decrease in the amount of printed Advent calendars.
Right, that makes sense.
Now, I was just going to say something like that, but then I realized there's this whole article I found about the Nazis waging a war on Christmas.
What?
And that was one of the rabbit holes I went down. So I'm going to give a little brief overview. Okay. Because it is related to the topic a little bit. The Nazis waged a war on Christmas, Martine.
They're literal real-life Grinches.
But the reason is because Jesus is a Jew.
Oh.
They didn't like
Oh my
Christianity.
goodness.
The Nazis, despite being the leaders of Germany, which is one of the most Christian countries, especially at the time, was super, super Christian. One of the most Christian countries in the world, had tons of Christian traditions, even invented new ones like this one. They didn't like Christianity because Jesus was a Jew.
Wait. What was their religion of choice then? Did they have one?
They wanted to make their own religion. They tried to reform and make a German church, kind of like the English did, and made the Anglican church.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they did wage a war on Christmas, partially, if not primarily, due to the fact that Jesus was a Jew. Okay, yeah. So some of the examples of the things they did to wage a war on Christmas.
Oh my goodness.
They rewrote the lyrics to Silent Night. They removed all references to Christ or religion. And they tried to get the Germans to sing this version of Silent Night.
Oh my goodness.
They also tried to get the Germans connected to the country's pagan past.
Okay.
By attempting to move Christmas from the 25th to the winter solstice. And they changed, like, they had a whole song that they invented, etc.
Oh my goodness.
They made up this fictionalized, idealized, like, all the white people with blonde hair and blue eyes existed in the past and were doing this, and they were trying to get the Germans to believe that rather than,
oh my gosh,
in
that's
this Jewish brown Jesus fellow from the Middle East.
Right.
Right. But part of it was propaganda. And one of the things that was really popular in Germany at the time was Advent calendars.
Oh no, what?
So importantly for this discussion, they distributed Advent calendars and other Christmas paraphernalia laden with Nazi propaganda.
Oh my gosh.
So during World War II, the Nazi government was giving people and selling calendars with swastikas and like all this.
That is like something. A Nazi Advent calendar is something I never would have ever thought existed.
Nazi Advent calendars are a real thing.
That's so.
Were a real thing.
Isn't
that crazy?
So weird.
Sorry, I just had to include that because that was what? Like what?
I would never have expected
Absolutely blew my brain.
I can't believe that.
I had no idea. That's crazy.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah, crazy, right? So then, that's how they spread, though, is the war. So we have.
Wait, so Advent calendars spread because of the war?
As weird as it sounds, we have technically World War II, like the Nazis to blame for the spread of Advent calendars because they started World War II.
You were saying that nothing good came out of the war.
God, let's not talk about that. The war was horrible. Let's put that out there. It was absolutely horrible.
Yeah, for sure.
But after the war ended, soldiers fighting in Germany returned home. And with them, they brought home this really popular tradition in Germany of the Advent calendar. So they would bring Advent calendars back.
I get it.
And they spread it through. And that's how it got spread through the rest of Europe and North America.
That's shocking.
It got a huge popularity boost when I think there was some U.S. president got photographed having one with his grandchildren or something. And so last thing is chocolate and modern times. Reportedly, so they still weren't that hugely popular, right?
Okay.
Like, they were a new tradition outside of Germany.
It'll take a sec, yeah.
Like, it's not, quick.
Yeah.
So reportedly, the first Advent calendar filled with chocolate was made in the 1950s.
Wow.
Okay. Because they were still very much like little Bible verses or little pictures of Jesus that you'd see every day.
Right.
Very Christian. But then it wasn't until 1971.
71?
Yeah, 1971, where Cadbury was the driving force for making this a tradition. They were the ones who propelled the idea to the time-honored tradition when they began commercially producing them with chocolate in 1971.
I mean, how is it nobody thought to do this before then?
Yeah, but even then, it took 2 decades before they were popular enough to be put into continuous production.
What?
So it was more of a sporadic chocolate calendar item. It wasn't a yearly, continuous thing.
You put chocolate in something, you'd think it'd be an instant booming success.
I mean, it was a much bigger success than it was before.
My goodness.
And then nowadays, they're super heavily commercialized in basically every way possible.
Yeah.
You can find Advent calendars with just about literally anything in them, from perfume, jewelry.
Yep. Jewelry.
Yeah.
That's an expensive one.
You get designer brands selling advent calendars for like $3,000 a piece.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, and like crazy, all kinds of miscellaneous items.
Wow. Yeah. I saw one. The LCBO gave us a little, and there was a
liquor,
a booze advent calendar of the tiny little things.
But like in my brain, we almost always had a chocolate advent calendar growing up. Always.
I mean, ours wasn't chocolate. Ours was like you built a little Christmas scene, and there was a little present that you opened with a little, essentially like a Kinder Egg style toy that you built.
Oh, okay.
And then we used to, anyways, I loved that thing.
That's awesome.
It was like opening a present every morning. It was great.
Yeah. But for me growing up, it was always chocolate.
Yeah. And like the classroom would also have.
Yeah. And it was just a thing that I accepted has been around for forever. Dude, it only really became like de facto in the 90s.
Which is wild.
That's crazy.
I would have thought this would have been like a generational thing, but it's just started to be.
I have to ask my mom if she had them growing up. I should, because honestly, it's super interesting.
That's fascinating. Wow. I like thinking about advent calendars and Christmas and chocolate.
There you go.
It's all the best things.
That's the history of advent calendars, all the way from the 1800s to now.
That's really cool.
In a very condensed version.
Yeah, fair enough. That's understood. Okay, let me tell you a little bit more about planets. No longer about dwarf planets, but just other interesting tidbits.
Okay.
I didn't realize that the planets in our solar system were classified into two categories: the inner planets and the outer planets.
Oh.
So like inner planets being Mercury to Mars. And they're also known as terrestrial planets because they have like solid ground. Yeah. And then the outer planets
being the gas giants.
Yeah, are Jupiter and Neptune.
I knew that,
and they have swirling gases above a core.
Yeah, I knew that. Yeah.
And Jupiter and Saturn are the gas giants, and Uranus and Neptune are the ice giants.
Ice giant. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's right. Yes.
Yeah. I just didn't realize, like, makes sense that you would classify them differently, but it was cool seeing those words. But then there's also things called exoplanets.
Ooh.
And those are planets that are beyond our solar system.
Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm. And a type of exoplanet is rogue planets. And those are just free-floating exoplanets that aren't orbiting another star.
Like massive rocks
just
floating through space. Like
not, yeah.
I ain't got no home. Ain't nobody gonna tie me down.
I'm a free spirit. Yeah. Which, so fun. Rogue planets. I love that.
I like that they call them rogue.
But we have confirmed over 5,600 exoplanets in our galaxy alone.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Most of them are in the Milky Way, and we believe that there are billions in our galaxy alone. And some of these exoplanets are like lava worlds with seas of like magma.
Ooh.
And other ones are called Puffy planets.
Puffy planets.
Because they have the same density as styrofoam.
Oh, crazy.
Which is wild. Think of all the aliens that could live there. But
on a styrofoam planet?
I mean, a lava world and the styrofoam planet wage war.
Dude, but you'd have to be tiny. I imagine the amount of gravity that a styrofoam planet exerts.
Maybe they live without gravity.
They just float into the, like, they wouldn't be on the planet. You can't.
Maybe they've got intense anchoring systems.
Okay.
But the closest exoplanet to Earth is called Proxima Centauri B.
Okay.
It's 4 light years away.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so close. It's so close, guys. It's only 4 light years. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's so far away, so we don't know exactly a lot about it, but it's potentially rocky.
Potentially. Yeah.
And it's larger than Earth, but only by like 7%.
Okay.
So it's not all that bigger. And its planet type is still classified as a super Earth, which I think is funny.
Wow, that's a planet type.
Yeah.
A super Earth. That's hilarious.
Yeah. And it was only discovered in 2016.
Oh, really cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. That's super recent.
Yeah. And also, the last fact that I have about this is that they estimate that there are more planets than stars in the galaxy.
I believe that.
Yeah, I just never really thought about it before.
I mean, if you take the sun as an example, we
I
have
know.
at least 9. Oh no, sorry, we have 8 planets.
5 dwarf planets.
Yeah, and 5 dwarf planets orbiting just this one star.
Just one star. Yeah.
So you could have, 7 other stars with no planets, and you'd still be 1 for 1. You know what I mean?
Makes sense actually. Yeah.
So like.
Plus, there's the rogue planets to think about.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting, right?
Yeah. Anyway.
Wow. Very cool.
That was fascinating.
That's a good one. I like that.
I can't believe I didn't realize advent calendars came from Germany. That's really cool.
They're still extremely popular in Germany, apparently.
I'm excited.
Apparently, it's like all of like Christmas traditions in general. I didn't realize how many came from Germany.
That's really cool.
Yeah, a lot of them. Christmas markets. I think trees as well. Advent calendars. Yeah.
Go Christmas. It's time for the quack question. Get ready for it.
All right. This might be too easy for you, but I have a follow-up just in case it is.
Okay.
Would you rather?
Oh, I love would you rather.
Which would you rather? Your toenails grow at twice the usual speed while your fingernails grow at half the usual speed.
Okay.
Or the opposite. So it's a factor of 2 that you have to trade between them. Your fingernails grow twice, and then your toenails grow at half the speed.
I think that's a good question. I think I would have. I think I'd have my fingernails grow at twice the usual speed, and my toenails at half, because it kind of maintains like sort of what happens now.
I agree with you 100%. I much prefer, like, cutting toenails is much more annoying than cutting my fingernails.
Yeah, I don't think about them as much, but like hands are definitely more accessible and readily available.
But it still pains me thinking about fingernails growing twice the speed. But I would prefer that to having to cut my toenails.
It would be a lot.
Okay, so I figured that would be your answer because that seems like the obvious answer.
Like based
like for you to give me. Obviously not for everyone, but anyway. So I put, if that's too easy, what about the same question?
Okay.
And we're still talking a factor of 2, but let's say armpit hair and leg hair.
Oh.
Yes. This one I think would be more tricky for you. I don't know why.
No.
Well, I do know why, because you're a woman who needs to shave these things.
I mean, I don't need to, but I choose to.
That's correct.
Okay, I want my armpit hair to grow twice as fast as my leg hair, because the area of which I would need to shave that is so much smaller than my leg hair.
Okay, let's say it's like a patch of like a patch of leg hair that's the same size. Let's say size constraints like not.
If it was just one patch, it would look really funny, so I would need to
shave
it regularly.
Yeah, of course,
anyway.
you'd still do armpit hair. Okay.
So I think I would just pick.
Yeah. That's I thought that was a funny question.
If you had to have hair grow anywhere on your body that isn't already growing, where would be the least annoying place?
Dude, I am a dude. I have hair almost everywhere already.
But like, I'm talking like beard level hair.
I know. I don't want back hair. I'm so happy I don't have back hair.
Just imagine if people's elbows were hairy, like hairy elbow patches.
Oh man, beard level hair anywhere? Does it does the size of area matter?
No.
I mean, like yeah, I don't know.
You look so pained.
I don't like thinking about this question. I don't have very hairy arms. Like, my arms grow less hair than my beard.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
If I was choosing something to look inconspicuous, I could choose my arms, but I don't really want to do that. So I'd probably I could do it on my feet, and then I have like little hobbit feet that look like hobbit feet.
You could choose the underside of your foot, so you're just walking on carpet.
Oh, disgusting. That's disgusting. I don't like that question.
I mean, you're the one who chose the topic of hair.
Okay, yeah, well, what about... I chose the topic of...
Oh, yeah, fingernails.
It's all keratin, I guess, anyway. But, okay, what about if it's a different factor? Okay, so let's say you chose armpit hair, but it has to be... Like if you had to change the factor, so instead of like
Oh, I see.
a factor of 2, now you have a factor of 3. So 1/3 and 2/3, or
Right.
3/4 and
Like
1/3.
at what point would it switch?
Yeah.
If it switched, would it be the same factor for my legs?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It adds up to 1 in the end anyway.
Okay. It'd be really annoying to grow really hairy armpits. You know, I'd probably just give up and be like, I'm a hairy armpit person now. You know what I mean? Like, it's got to plateau at some point, or does it just keep growing until infinity?
I mean, like, I guess if you chose a factor that's so high
That you'd have to shave it, like, I was
no,
gonna say,
that's
like,
I was
once a
gonna say
day.
so high that it's like barely like basically 1 in 1. But anyway,
That was a fun question.
yeah. Sorry, a little gross. I don't know. I was just looking at my fingernails, like I gotta cut these, and I was like, huh.
I have to cut them too, but I swear I just cut them.
I love that we're talking about this. Thank you for tuning into your podcast.
Do you need to cut your fingernails?
Let's go on to the cheerful info. And now it's time for the cheerful earful.
That's the cheerful earful that's coming to you right now.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Absolutely
Oh, it's me.
spectacular.
Thank you.
All
One
right.
sec.
I'm ready to be cheered.
All right. I thought it'd be interesting to see what kind of interesting societies there were about.
Oh.
And I came upon one that was fun.
Okay.
It belongs to the University of Virginia,
Okay.
who itself already has a bunch of secret societies. But one of the most, like, prolific is maybe the wrong word, but interesting and cryptic and, like, highest profile
Yeah.
is the Seven Society.
The Seven Society.
Yeah, like the number 7.
Okay.
It's super mysterious. Nobody knows who the members are. We think it was founded in 1905. At least that's when the first.
Wow.
They've got like a flag, like a symbol, and it's
Oh,
the
they have
number
a symbol?
7 with alpha, omega, and another Greek letter around it. Anyways, it's like built into the square in front of like the main university building or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, anyways. But nobody knows who the members are until a member dies. So it's revealed like at their funeral or at their gravestone. I've seen sources that say it's a banner at their funeral, and another source said that it was like black roses in the shape of a 7 at their gravestone.
Wow.
Yeah, and when a member passes, the bell on the university chapel rings in like a pattern around the number 7. It's like the 7th chord every 7, like one ring every 7 seconds or something like that for 7 times. Anyways, all around the number 7, because the Seven Society gave the university chapel their bell. It was like a gift.
Oh.
And they said, like, because we're doing this, you have to ring.
So,
when a
okay,
member
here's my
passes.
question.
Yeah.
When a member passes, no one knows except for the other 6 members, I guess? Oh, no, it's a whole society.
It's a whole society, yeah.
Why is it called 7?
They think maybe because one of the theories for how it was formed in the first place is that maybe 8 people were supposed to show up to play cards one day, and then only 7 showed up. And that's that's how the Seven Society was formed.
Okay, that's an amazing hypothesis.
Yeah.
Okay, but riddle me this: how does the university know that a member passed? Someone has to send them an anonymous note or something, because no one knows that the person who just died is from the Seven Society except for the other Seven Society members.
Yeah, but the Seven Society does release statements, and they do like give notes to people.
And it's all anonymous, I guess, then?
Yes.
Okay, so they probably send the university an anonymous note. So could I, as an individual, send the University of Virginia an anonymous note signed the Seven Society saying, a member has just passed, please play the bells?
That is a great question.
Because there's no verification. There's no signing of the...
Yeah, that's fair.
You know what I mean?
I think that you would need to know the method in doing so. Like, to submit notes and things to the Seven Society, you have to place like a letter either like on the base or the crook of a statue. So maybe when they give statements. It's like,
oh, when they give it to the
it's
university, it's
specific.
similar as well?
I don't know. Who knows? But also the president of the University of Virginia at some point was also a member of the Seventh Society. So like, it's like, yeah, a lot of kind of important people in the university world were involved in this.
Interesting.
Yeah. But they mainly focus on like philanthropic
work. Yeah.
So they donate a bunch of money, and it's often just for the like betterment of the university itself.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So like, for example, I gathered a few things that they did donation wise. In 1947, they donated either $17,777.77 or $177,000.
Oh, okay.
I
love that
saw
they
sources
don't know.
for both.
That's so funny. That's a very different number.
I know. They donated an amount to set up an interest-free loan fund for like students or faculty members or anyone who works at the university who
There's
needs
no
it.
way it was 17,000. It's got to be 170.
Right? You'd
Interest-free
think so.
loans, 17,000 is nothing.
But
Okay.
it was in 1947.
Oh, in the 40s. Whoa.
Yeah.
So this is an old society.
1905 is when the
Right. Yeah, you
flag
said
first-
that. Okay, never mind. 17,000 went very far back then. You're right.
But isn't that nice though? Like an interest-free loan for anyone who might need it.
That's actually
That's nice.
awesome. That is really nice.
In 2015, recently, I mean, they're still kicking, they gave $77,777 to the counseling and psychological services of the campus.
Oh, nice.
And another $37,777 to the Women's Center there as well.
Oh, nice. Okay.
In 2003, they gave $10,777.77 to support the reinstitution, like the reestablishment of homecomings.
Oh, okay.
And in 1955, they gave $77.77 to install a water fountain. They've done a bunch of other donations.
Those are fun ones. Though.
Yeah.
I like the assortment you chose. I like the $77 to install a water fountain. Man, those were different times. Could you imagine?
I know.
Oh gosh.
The Wikipedia page for the Seventh Society also has a picture of a sundial that apparently they donated somewhere.
That's so cool.
Yeah. But it's just a secret society that gives out money and stuff.
We should start our own secret society. I wonder how that happens. You know what I mean?
There's a bunch of crazy secret societies. There's one called the Trapdoor Spiders Secret Society. It was made... People think it was made because some dude who was in it married an opera singer none of them liked, and so then they decided to make a society where women weren't allowed or like their partners weren't allowed unless they were invited, and like yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So there's an Alfalfa Society.
Alfalfa. Oh god.
A lot of them have been disbanded, but the Seventh Society was the most interesting.
It's very interesting. It is quite intriguing.
It's still kicking around.
It's funny how like humans have this weird magnetism towards secret societies. Yeah, it's like
just like mystery in general.
Yeah. It's like
probably why is the occult the right word? Like all the spooky,
yeah, the occult,
yeah, all that stuff is like, woo. Oh, sorry, woo. We're going back to Halloween. That concludes episode 38. All done.
Okay, Sorry. Do you remember the Krusty Krab training video?
Yes.
Oh,
you showed it to me.
That was so funny.
A lot.
That guy starts breathing heavily halfway through. Anyway, sorry.
Are you quite all right?
Sorry, just thinking about it now. It's really funny.
Well, hopefully, even if it is raining outside, you don't feel like it is, everyone.
Yes, thank you so much for listening.
Yes.
If you would like to send us your stories, your cheerful earfuls, quack questions, a topic for the You Don't Say, or your own facts, any such thing like that, you can reach us at
thosecrazyweirdospodcast at gmail.com.
Or visit our website at
thosecrazyweirdos.ca.
Bada bing, bada boom. Until next week.